If you've spent any time around Pinterest, you've likely heard the term Pinterest SEO and how keywords matter. But what does that even mean? And once you have the keywords, what are you supposed to do with them? And more importantly, why do the keywords matter? Hey there, I'm Erica, Pinterest marketing strategist, helping business owners make Pinterest marketing easy to understand with simple strategies that get results. As we get started today, I want you to click the thumbs up down below if you've ever been confused by Pinterest SEO. I mean, who hasn't, right? It's one thing to understand SEO and why it's important, but on Pinterest, where and how to use this to your advantage can get kind of confusing. So today I want to dive into this topic and share with you the one thing that I wish I'd known before I got started, and that is how keywords actually work on Pinterest and how Pinterest uses keywords to deliver your content in search results. Because only when we truly understand how all of this works can we really start to optimize our Pinterest profile and use keywords to our advantage. To get started, let's look at what happens when a user searches on Pinterest. The first thing here is the confidence score. The confidence score is what Pinterest uses to determine whether your content is relevant to the search that's happening at that given moment. Now, what is it taking into consideration when it gives your content a confidence score? There's a lot going on behind the scenes when Pinterest is ranking your content. They're looking at the pin image itself, your keywords that you're using on the pin image, the keywords that you're using on your pin description, the keywords that you've used on the board that pin is saved to, and it's also looking at your website. So there's a lot going on here. I know it's a lot. But ultimately, the higher the score that pin gets, the more relevant Pinterest has deemed your pin to be, and the higher that it will show up in search results. They're actually looking at multiple keywords on your pin, and they need to see what keywords are most relevant to the search that's happening so that they can rank your content. And again, that ranking goes back to the confidence score. All right, let's take a look at an actual example so we can see how this all works. So let's look at this example. In this pin, we are trying to rank for the term hire a Pinterest manager. So you can see that we've used that phrase in the pin image itself, in the title as we are entering or saving the pin. And we have also used it in the description of the pin. And we've also used it down here in the URL that we are sending traffic to. So using that phrase that we're trying to rank for in all of these different areas will help us rank higher. It will help give Pinterest more confidence in the pin image to deliver it in search results, and it will overall give us a higher confidence score. Now, I'll mention this briefly, but the next place Pinterest is going to look for keywords is on your boards. Now, when you save a pin to a board, the keywords that you have used in that board title and your board description, they become associated with the pin that you've saved there. So that is why it is so important that your boards are optimized. You are using keywords in your board title, in your board description, and the more consistency you have between the keywords that you're using on that pin and the keywords that you have on that board, the more relevant or the higher the confidence score that Pinterest is going to give that pin. This is why the first time you are pinning an image, a new image to a board, you are pinning it and saving it to the most relevant board for that piece of content. Because when you do, you're telling Pinterest, this is what this pin is about, and it should show up under search results, so rank it the right way. Now, if you pin an image to a board that is vaguely relevant, meaning the keywords are not consistent on both the board and the pin, Pinterest isn't going to think it's very relevant to the search that might be happening for that piece of content. They're not going to give it as high of a confidence score. Therefore, it's not going to show up and rank as high in search results. Another source that Pinterest is looking at on your pin in order to give it a confidence score and to rank it is the objects in your image. Yes, the actual objects in your image. So if your pin is about modern boho lamps, and that is what all of your keywords are about in your pin title and your pin description, but you are pinning an image of a couch, Pinterest isn't going to think that's very relevant, and therefore it's not going to get as high of a confidence score. So if you are talking about modern boho lamps, you better make sure that your image is also a modern boho lamp or a set of modern boho lamps maybe. Lastly, not only is Pinterest looking for keywords in all of the areas that I've already mentioned, they're also looking at your website. Yes, your actual website. Pinterest is looking at your URL, your page title, the page description, the copy that you've used on the page, and even the images that you've used on that page. When you have used the same keywords that are relevant to whatever search is happening on your pin image and on your website in all of these areas, then Pinterest has more confidence that your content or your pin is relevant to the search that's happening. And why do they do this? Why do they rank it and give it a confidence score? Well, because they know that the more relevant the content they deliver is, the more likely that a user is to click on it. And that means they're clicking on that pin and going to your website, which is what we want. Bottom line, we want to make sure that Pinterest is confident that your content is relevant for the search that you are trying to rank for. So on the contrary, if you are using keywords that are related to quick weeknight meals, but your pin and the webpage that you're linking to is about how to travel internationally with kids, chances are you're not going to rank for either topic. And that brings me to my next tip. Do not whatsoever, under any circumstances, keyword stuff. Now, what does keyword stuff mean? That means that you are just pulling popular keywords that you know may rank highly on Pinterest and stuffing them into your pin description just to try to get that pin noticed more. When you do that and those keywords are not relevant to the pin that you are pinning and the webpage that you're sending traffic to, you're not going to rank at all. Pinterest is going to get confused when you're using non-relevant keywords to your pin and your image and the webpage that you're linking to. And the same thing can happen when you're trying to use too many keywords. It's best to keep it simple. I like to recommend that you stick with 5 relevant keywords max. Sticking to 5 relevant keywords is going to be more beneficial for you and your content in the long run than it would be if you were trying to stuff in 20 semi-relevant keywords to that particular pin or topic. And that is the gist of how keywords work on Pinterest. Now, I know I covered a lot in this video, so if you have any questions, please leave them down below in the comments. If you have a suggestion for a topic related to keywords that wasn't covered in this video, leave that as well. I'll be happy to cover that for you in a future video. And I know this was short and sweet, but that's the basis of Pinterest, and that's the basis of this channel, is to give you simple strategies to make Pinterest marketing easy for your business. If you like this video and you want to see future videos on Pinterest marketing, hit the subscribe button down below so you never miss out. If you want to learn more about Pinterest keywords specifically, check out my video for 3 simple ways that you can do keyword research right on Pinterest for your business. So that is it for today. I'll see you next time, and happy pinning.